What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Show and Tell After Dark, where we talk about all things art, all things music, and all things Boston. My name is Cricket Smith. I am one of your hosts tonight. I have my friend to me to the left. What's your name?
Tata.
And what's your name, my friend to the right?
More generous.
And tonight we have two beautiful special guests with us from the beautiful TV network called Expozed TV. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, it's your favorite Latina, Kateria. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for coming.
This is my man here. This is my other man here.
Yeah, both of your babes pull up.
Polyamorous.
We're in a polyamorous relationship.
My name is Matt Thomas, and I'm excited to be here as well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, pleasure. So, for those who don't know, can you guys tell us about Expozed TV?
Well, Expozed TV is a multimedia company, and we started off with interviewing a lot of artists from Boston, and we branched out and started interviewing
Other artists from different states and just traveling and stuff. So we started out as a TV show, and now we're a media and creative agency, and we have our studio. And we have a magazine, so it's become like a media. Thank you. It's become like a media empire, and so we're really excited that we've grown this much because it's always been our vision.
Yeah. Yes, and you've seen how we picked up. Like I said something, and it just
yeah, we're kind of low key twins. It's kind of weird.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
the synergy is so real.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you guys say the mission statement is for you guys?
So our mission statement, honestly, and it's crazy that you asked that because our mission statement was always like, expose artists in a positive way. But lately it's been exposing artists in a positive way, but also breaking the stigma that artists are broke.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we're as we get more deep into the vision,
yes,
we're creating a network of resources, of tools, of things that don't just involve artists just thinking about streams, other ways of making money. So like the mission right now is still exposing artists in a positive way, but breaking the stigma of an artist being looked at as a broke person. As not a job, as not as a career.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 10 years old, I told my uncle, I'm like, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be an artist. And he was like, well, you're going to be broke your whole life. And we see it in movies, and we see it like, who doesn't see that movie where there's an artist and they're eating ramen and they're doing this and they're struggling so much. We want to break that stigma. We want to like be here to like help and actually show you what music business is, because you need to know the business side in order to be successful.
100%.
Because what are the services that you guys offer for artists?
So we offer artist development services, which consist of not only just PR and press, but content creation. And that's where Matt comes in, because Matt is a genius when it comes to marketing and branding. And then I literally am a walking billboard. So I just know so many things about the industry, like when it comes to publishing, royalties. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so don't hit me up talking about, I'm about to get into this 360 deal. What do I do? Yeah. But I know about it, and I know about distribution deals, licensing deals. Yeah. And so our services really consist of putting people in those positions, or creating content, or having a PR marketing press rollout for them. So there's different things. And also EPKs, electronic press kits, which is super important. But now that we have the studio, it's even better because we can, create visuals there, but we can also consult and do a bunch of things. And literally 2 years ago, I got into the situation with Rock Nation, where I became sort of like a independent partner. And I've been offering licensing deals and distribution deals, and kind of like getting people hip to not just thinking about a 360 deal, because a lot of artists are now in this vibe where I want to be independent.
Yeah.
But I think they're a little bit wrong of what independent means. Not everybody, but some of them. And independent, it doesn't mean that like okay, like when people think of independent, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna get rich like that. No, you still have to do the hard work, and you still have
Right.
to find that investor.
Right.
I think it was Chance the Rapper. He was like, being independent is amazing. Like you could do it
remember
by
that, yeah.
yourself. Remember on the Breakfast Club? And I'm like, but you had funding.
Right.
Yeah.
You're leaving that part out.
Yeah.
But you knew about the music industry, but you had a whole team
Right.
that, you know what I mean? So there's just like, there's a lot of things that have to go with being independent. But of course, everybody, when they start, they are independent.
Right.
You know, they're doing it themselves.
Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned that because I always said, like, there are 3 different types of liars. There are politicians, there's rappers, and then there's meteorologists.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like dealing with different artists, like, what are the pros and cons that you noticed, you know, from dealing with them? Like, were they like unprofessional? Like, what type of level of unprofessionalism?
You asked a
EPKs.
bomb ass question because so with me, I feel like a love and hate, you know, and I think the love comes from, I really, really love to see a person grow, an artist grow. And then that hate part is the ways that some sort of artists are stuck with. You know what I mean? Like, they don't believe that. They believe because they're dope, they don't have to pay for anything.
Yep.
The ego start.
Yep.
Oh, my friends think I'm popping, so why do I have to? You know, people need to pay for me to perform.
Right.
Well, I got to do this. I got to do that. And there's just so much from that, but I just feel like
They want your services for free.
they want the services for free,
You're not
but
gonna expose me for free.
yeah.
Sorry.
And the thing is that we work with a bigger team. We work with actually a bunch of people from LA and New York, and so they all about their paper too.
Right.
I need to pay them.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of these journalists, I've noticed this during the pandemic, like they're not getting paid for their writing. So now, if I'm in this platform, I need to get, you know, paid to write this article. And sometimes a lot of people don't like that, but it's just like and that's the part of being independent, because what people
Right.
don't understand is that the labels, when they get these people on billboards or double XL or all that stuff, they're paying that company.
That's right.
Someone's getting paid. Don't think no one's getting paid. Somebody's getting paid regardless. But this is why I think it was Simba, a good friend of mine. He's super dope. I think he said this. Somebody asked him, why did you sell your masters, or why are you in a label, right? And he was like, because I know nothing about the music business. I'm learning about the music business, and this is not going to be my situation forever. And I think what people need to realize is that once you're in a label, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a label forever. Do that deal
Exactly.
that you have with them, learn, get all the connects, figure out who the hell is the CEO of iTunes and
Right.
Spotify and everything,
Right.
and that's when you could become independent
Yeah.
and move, because you have now that financial backing.
Yeah.
The
Build your way
label,
up.
they built you up.
Right.
And you're building yourself way up too as well. So, I mean, I know that question kind of like went far out, but I think the love and hate is like invest in yourself. You know what I mean? I hate
100%,
when
yeah.
artists don't feel like they have to invest in themselves all the way. And let me tell you something. Just creating a music video and then posting it, like, yeah, you invested in the music video, but what you really need to focus on is the marketing behind it.
Yes.
And posting is not marketing.
Yes. Yes.
Like, you post a picture of your services.
Better be everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that
Yeah.
too, because you are the marketing and branding master, and I'm huge on marketing and branding, because it's one thing to have a product, but what if it's just sitting on the shelf? You know, you are the product. If you're not doing anything for yourself, you're sitting on the shelf. So what are some things that artists should know? What are some fundamentals that artists should know about marketing and branding that can apply to any type of artist, visual, audio, anything? What is something that they should know when it comes to marketing and branding themselves?
Marketing and branding is that you need to know, is that you need to be everywhere. Like you just
You need to know who you
just
are.
Instagram is not it. Like there's so
Yeah.
many other platforms that
100%.
everybody's in. So you need to be where everybody's at. Like
TikTok.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
LinkedIn.
Tumblr. I don't care.
LinkedIn.
Like
Twitter.
like
Yeah.
LinkedIn, like
Yeah.
like
LinkedIn,
there's all
really.
these platforms that you can be on, And Facebook too. Facebook's another thing. Like people are just posting just on Instagram and then just leaving it for people to. That's not even how Instagram works. First of all, the algorithm will chew you,
Eat your ass up.
Yeah, you wear it to the point where you're only gonna get like 3 likes and then wonder why it's not going anywhere.
Right.
And don't even think about putting $20 or $10 on the ads. That's not gonna work.
Yeah,
and
don't
you know
waste your
why?
time.
That's
Don't
not
waste
gonna
your
work.
time.
Matt told me this other day. Matt was like, "Why would your $10 work on Instagram where Puma or Nike or whoever, these big companies are paying millions
of
to be in
dollars
front
to
of your
get
face?"
attention.
That's true.
Exactly.
And you think
so
your $10 are going somewhere?
Yeah, your $10 is gonna go to like
No.
3%.
Yeah.
Your
Or
3%,
even
your $10 is going to the same friends that you have because
Right,
you
right,
only.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
So that's why you have to be everywhere, not just Instagram.
Cross promote.
Yes, cross promote everywhere.
Collaboration. That's a really, really big marketing right there, because let's say you have 2,000 followers, I have 2,000 followers, we're both about to have 4,000 followers. Like,
Just from reaching out.
Just from
asking.
just from asking.
You have not because you asked, not
Yes.
folks.
Another thing that I want to add is that not only that, like, you posting one thing, you like if you're promoting something, you have to use so many different ways. Like, look at, for example, Travis Scott. He's promoting Utopia. He's not just he's doing so much different things. Like, he's posting different
A lot of
things,
content.
a lot of content for just one project.
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta outsource.
Yeah.
You have to
think outside the box.
Yeah,
like when
think
you're
outside the
creating
box.
content, it's not about getting on a camera and saying, "Hey, my album is coming out." It's
Yeah.
like standing next to
Exactly.
this
There's so
dude,
much to
you
it.
know, my
Yeah.
new man.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know,
She
like-
wants me to say something. That's what
it's
it is.
okay.
Yeah, that's how you,
I don't know.
on live,
I
you
don't-
gonna do this on live?
He's like, you're saying
Camera?
that you causing friction right now. So it's
No, I
like,
told him.
just
I told him
add
we're gonna have a
22,
talk
dude.
after this. What's his name? Ferguson? We're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk,
no,
Ferguson.
he don't need to talk to you.
We're gonna have a talk. You see me over there. You see me. You see me. We're gonna
Stop.
talk.
He's,
That's cool.
Listen, he is not
Yo,
rah
see?
rah right now.
I'm not trying to show. I'm not trying to show too much on
But
camera.
like for real
So,
though,
you know,
right? The content has to be cool and it needs to fit with who you are.
Yes.
And you have to always be yourself.
Yes.
And so when I think of marketing, right? When I think of marketing myself, I want to market. I want to show people who I am because
Yes.
I'm relatable. And when I look at other artists and other public figures, like I'm looking with what do I relate with them, you know?
Right.
And so that's a big thing, like not and being yourself. Number one, being yourself. I think that's like, I know people like, what do you mean being myself in marketing? That's how you're gonna market yourself the right way,
Amen.
because you don't ever have to change it up, and it's gonna be super
right.
fucking easy to do.
You guys were talking about collaborations. What are some memorable collaborations that you guys have done, maybe within the past year or just in general?
year. This year we've been really focused on like parent mode, but
In general, then.
in general, oh my gosh, I would say the collaborations that we've done, we did a collaboration in New York and it was really dope, and it was with at this time I was doing Telemundo and the other person was doing Univision.
Oh,
But they
nice.
were doing independent showcases. They were using like their platform for artists, and we collaborated with them, and to the point where people thought we were from New York because it was very heavy. So that was like a memorable collaboration, because I didn't think that someone would be interested in collaborating with someone out of state. But in terms like of here in Boston, I mean, we're consistently collaborating with people in either when it comes to videos or when it comes to just being on the platform or when it comes to using our space. So like, I think that has been really, really dope. I know that we used to collaborate a lot with our guys over there from AOA Supplies. We did a lot of stuff with them in the beginning, and that was really dope. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm always open to collaboration, but I'm always open to a collaboration that makes sense.
100. It has
You
to
know what I
make
mean?
sense.
So like,
Yes.
I'm not saying that you have to be a superstar. I'm not saying that you have to be at a certain level or anything, but make the collaboration make sense, because if it doesn't, then I'm just deep inside, I'm gonna feel a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel like my time's being wasted,
Right.
or I'm giving more
Yep.
than I thought I was gonna give.
Yep.
Like I like the collaboration to be mutual,
Yep.
and I like us to have the same vision, and whatever we're doing.
That makes sense. And you were talking about your people using your space. Can you guys tell us about that? Because that's definitely a resource that artists should be using.
Yes. Oh my God, this is a huge resource because when we opened up the studio 2.5 years ago, I was only familiar with one space that was open to creatives, and it was dope. It was the space in Lowell. What's the space called again? Surefire. That was the only place that I knew. But I wanted to create a space that when I would go inside, I would see people that look like me. And I've always been that type of person of like breaking barriers and creating spaces where we're all professionals and we look like each other. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so
Some
when we
color.
created Expozed TV Studios, it was so dope because it's like, you know, obviously we're marketing it to everyone, but our audience is obviously people of color because that's who we are. And so it felt good, like, damn, like we have a space. It's like, you know, living in a neighborhood, it's like, damn, I see that person, they look like me, like I feel comfortable. So we wanted to create a comfortable space. And so Expozed TV Studios literally has a huge cyclorama wall. It has a huge podcast upstairs, downstairs, multiple set rooms, a green room. And what I love about it is that when you go there to create with your team, or if you have to use our team, if you need help with any other things when it comes to marketing or any other resources that maybe we don't do them, we're going to provide them, and they're there. And so I suggest all of you to book Expozed TV Studios, but I also suggest for you to, if there's any ideas that you have and something that you think that would be a collaboration or something good, like put it out there. I feel like a lot of people sometimes are afraid to ask because they don't want to seem like, you know, they're broke or something, or they don't want to seem that they're asking for something, but like, what is it? Closed mouths
don't get fed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, for real.
So,
like I
like,
said, you have not because you
reach
ask
out.
not. Just ask.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And let's
That's
see if
so
it
good
works
to
out.
know. Because sometimes people want to hear it from the horse's mouth, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes the horse is busy.
Yeah.
Like the horse doing other shit.
Yeah.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's great.
And the
to know.
energy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but like, you don't have to give me a resume.
Yeah.
Your resume is your energy.
That's what's
And
come
so
on.
that's
Come, say
how
that one more
I
time.
determine
Come
everything.
on.
Your resume is your energy.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that.
It's the
That's
energy.
the
Your
one.
resume is your energy. And so, like, that's how I determine, like, if I know, you love my energy right now. What'd you say? Stop. He's gonna fuck you up.
You really got your hand on his lap?
Oh,
God damn.
hey, he's just there. He's a big person, you know,
Dude,
like,
you're
where am
polyamorous
I?
now.
He on her neck, man.
No, he's not doing. I told you he's my husband and you're a side piece, but you're a really good side piece. This is gonna be like the joke of the freaking
I
show.
love it.
But you know, it's like energy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But everyone is welcomed. You know, we are a studio that I wouldn't say 24 hours, but is appointment based. So let's say that, you know, that during the day doesn't work for you. Like we're there at night as well. We have a big team. We want to expand it more. And we want to get more people involved. So if you're a creator, a photographer, a videographer, and you want to come to the space and create, and you know, we can get into a situation. You know, we work things out.
Yeah.
See what's
Come
up.
on.
I'm a business person at the
Come
end of the
on
day.
now.
You know what I mean? Like I believe in helping everyone, but I'm a business person. So if we're gonna do good business, then I'm gonna move forward with you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you guys do events too, or do you guys either have?
Yes.
You guys do pop-up events at your place?
So we want to do more pop-up events. So if anybody's involved in like vendors or paint and sip, pup and sip, or whatever, like
Compa and sip.
Compa,
Some
music,
real
why not?
sip.
some anything, like please reach out to us. Let's collaborate. Let's do something because I want to do more events. But we have our meet and greets, which is like what the word is, meet and greet, where it's a networking event. We have multiple things going on. Like the next one that's going down is going to be in August, the first week, and we're gonna have a meet and greet game night.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
And okay, if we play, no.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
a lot of people have been asking me
Monopoly, you gotta
about
do
Uno.
Monopoly.
Uno, I get into fights
Uno
with
can
people
start
for
fights for
Uno.
real.
Like, we not friends after Uno.
Do you guys play stacks? You guys play doubles?
So that's the thing about Uno. It's like everybody has their different rules, and every time I can't do it. Like, I really end up
You gotta set the
like
rules
the
out
friendships.
first.
The friendships die.
Yeah, at the
after.
beginning.
Exactly.
Housekeeping
Well,
at the
let me
beginning.
ask you: if someone puts a draw 4 down, can you put another draw 4 down? Another person draws 8.
I already feel like that's not even the rule. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, because people be like having like all the draw 4s and just like boom, 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 and then next thing you know you're dropping 24, and it's like it's too much.
It's too
I
much.
just don't understand the reason for that. I feel like a draw 4 should be draw 4 the next person.
I agree.
yeah. Yeah, but I want like definitely more events. But the meet and greet, it's a networking event,
Yeah.
super dope.
Yeah, like
and then we have the grind jam session that just passed last month,
yeah.
What
and
was that
was
about?
great. So it is a music business conference, and I've been promoting it this way. It's the biggest music business conference
Yeah.
because
Yep.
literally I don't see a lot of events or conferences that promote music business, and
Yeah.
I'm excluding the schools.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm excluding Emerson, Berkeley,
Yeah.
Harvard, all of that. Those are big institutions that have big money.
Right,
and I'm
right.
excluding them. As a small business, we've literally been killing it with the music business conference. We've had Clinton Sparks, Amadeus, Dizzy Cleanface. We just had Steve Lobel that he's the one that discovered Nipsey. And we've just had a bunch, so much more people that have come and that have blessed the stage, the mic. And so it was just like it was real. And it wasn't one of those conferences where you're just standing there and like it's a lecture. It's real life experiences. And I think that that's where I learned the best. Like when I went to college, I did all of it and it was all textbook and it was like so boring.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, okay. But when I hear about real life experiences and situations and how to do something, how to not do something, pros and cons, and have that type of dialogue, I learned more. So like a lot of people, they've been rocking with the grind jam session, and that's why we have it every single year. This year we had it here in Boston, and we're gonna have another one in New York
New York.
because a lot of people in New York been asking for it. So
Gotta give
I
the people what they
give them
want, right?
What
But
they
let me
want.
tell you something. Matt and I, every time we go to every city, we're always repping Boston.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about us. Like, we never have the feeling like, damn, we gotta leave somewhere else to pop.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people.
Boston is our hometown.
I know a lot of people have had that feeling because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that talk to. They're like, I'm moving to New York, LA. I'm gonna become famous the next day. Like, wow, what are you smoking? Gimme. But no,
not that easy.
It's not. It's not that
Right.
easy. And we actually feel like. Well, the truth is that you actually could pop quicker in a smaller city.
I agree.
People,
What's your like reasoning and from your experience? Like, how would you market? Maybe this is for you. How would you market a person who has no image, no, just raw talent, straight up raw potential? How would you take that person in Boston? Because you're right, a lot of people feel like they do have to leave Boston. But me being a transplant, I feel like Boston is one of the most dopest cities. It has one of the most diverse groups of artists. And
Exactly.
and I've been here since, what, 2015, 2014?
Oh, wow.
you came at a good time
I came
because
at a good- come
yeah,
on.
because
Good time.
before that
when
it
we
was
started.
Yeah,
That's when everything started.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys been
Yeah.
here for 7 years, right?
Yes.
That's when
Hey,
everything
Yep.
started.
Everything like was bubbling up, and we
Yeah.
came a long way. And
Yeah.
honestly, if it's someone that just started and to market them,
Yeah.
it's all about brand identity. So
Yeah.
it's like how are we gonna move? Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna be like your sound? Like, are you gonna just be different at each time, or are you gonna like stick to this sound? Like when you're like, when you're discovering someone, or when you're building someone up, or when you're developing them, it's trial and error.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But usually, the artist has a good sense of how they want to move, and then that's where, we come in and say, hey, I think you should do that. I think
Yeah.
your branding should be this way, that
Yeah.
way, and that's what a label does.
Right.
I didn't. You did you finish your question?
Maybe, but maybe should I ask it again?
Yeah.
How would you take an artist that has only raw potential? What would be your path from taking them from their raw potential to a commercial artist?
That's a good question. I would say you need to build up. You need to build up, and you have to start small. You can't just start big and save up. Don't put all your money in one basket, and just slowly grow from there.
Don't never be in a rush.
Yeah.
Don't ever be in a rush.
Easy come, easy go, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And also to finish that up, especially since we were talking about other states, if you are planning on moving to a different state, you have to build a buzz in that state before you even move there.
Come on now, all about intention.
Like if you don't, you're gonna go over there and then nobody knows you. You're gonna start from scratch.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes it hard. So I would say you gotta build connections. You gotta go down there, meet people, talk to DJs. Talk to whoever can build. You can build a relationship. Somebody at least over there that can build a relationship for you.
Yeah.
Before you move, visit that state 10 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Before
you just can't
think about moving there.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to just build up but this is my thing. Like we never felt like we had to move because guess what? People thought that we were from New York is because we built so much over there.
Right.
But they know that we're from Boston. And this is another thing. Like, you don't like, I think when someone says, I want to move to New York or LA is because they don't want to do the work.
Come on now. That's the one.
They don't want to
it
do
really
the work.
is.
They're like, I just want to like meet fucking Drake in LA and he's gonna give me a deal.
Yeah.
Like, no, like
You're not even gonna get close to him.
that's an internal thing.
Yeah. Because this is my story. Everybody's different, right? But I have been in Massachusetts my whole life. I was able to interview the biggest stars of the world.
Yeah.
I was able to establish a business. What I do right now, like the studio, artist development, like hosting, everything.
Yeah.
I earn money from doing all of that.
Yeah.
Because I've grind. I didn't have to move.
Right.
I've gone on a big station, Jam 94.5. Now I'm on Dash Radio, and that's in LA.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even in LA. And they're like, I don't care. We're going to syndicate this shit. And it's like, I never had to move, and I have a lot of success.
That's right.
She's gonna be doing Dash at her studio.
At my studio. They know that. And it's just like, I think you could make you could pop. You can make a big living here. There's traveling now. There's Zoom. There's a bunch of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? There's social media, first of all. So when you post, and let's say if you want to put money in your post and you just want to target New York, you could do that. Like people could discover you from wherever you are. You don't need to move there. Now, if you feel like, hey, it'll be easier for me to access more producers or access more people, I think it's more of the access. That's why people want to move. And if that's the case, like, move. I'm not going to sit here and say don't move. But I don't feel like you need to move. I think, like, you can be who you want to be wherever.
You need to get your priorities straight.
Yes.
You heard me.
Instagram is everywhere.
Yes, that's
right.
TikTok,
that's
right. That's
you can be anywhere and post on TikTok.
Anywhere in the world.
You can be anywhere in the world and post on Facebook,
you don't have
all
to
that
move.
stuff.
That's right.
So you don't really need to move because you just need to travel.
You know what, too? Another thing, too, become more resourceful. There are That's one reason why I won't move from Boston. How about that? For the people that want to move. That's one reason why I won't move from Boston, because the resources that are in this state, let alone this city, are among some of the top tier quality.
Look what Mayor Wu's doing right now with all of these grants, all of these creative
all you
grants,
gotta do is ask.
Arts and culture.
Yes,
get
just
connected,
ask.
network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? My friend told me this, Hala. She said when you get a business card, don't even look at the title. Look at the name, see where they work, and build that. Because when you look at a title, that's when you start thinking like, oh, I need to get to the CEO. No, you need to get to the assistant. Because assistant got the CEO schedule.
Come on.
So what do you guys do when you network? Do you just like email that person email them right after?
So when I'm networking, well, first I never ask.
All about building a connection.
No, but when I network, I never ask them like, hey, I need this. Like, I've been to networking events and people like, oh shit, I've heard of you. Can you do this for me?
Yeah.
That's not networking, and that's a red flag for me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm
Right.
out. Like, it's it's too aggressive for me. My personality, I don't like that. But when I network with people, I'm like, oh, hey, what do you do? Like, what's going on? I tell them what's my value. Because when I tell them what's my value, their minds are going to start rolling like, oh, how can I connect with this person? Da, 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 da. Vice versa. So, like, when I connect, I like to hear what's going on. I get an email or an Instagram, and a couple of days later, I hit them up. I say, hey, it was great connecting with you. You had mentioned this. I do this. Let's have a mastermind meeting one of these days.
Yes.
Nothing too forceful, because nothing forceful is ever great. You know?
Yes.
And so that's the type of networker I am. I don't know about you.
No,
about you?
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all about building connections for me. And I like, what she said about value. Value goes a long way as well, especially it's like, for example, if you're applying for a job, they ask what's your value. Technically, they'll ask what are you good for, like what can you do?
What do you get for it?
Yeah, what do you skill? Exactly. So
And you
I
want to
agree
always,
with that.
you always want to show what you could bring to the table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Show your value, because there's a reason why you're in that room.
Facts. And it's like, and obviously we have to start from somewhere, right? Because, like me as a musician, like I'm starting to do photography because I realized that I don't want to just put myself in a box. Like it's very important. I want to be able to be in different rooms with people who can take me or give me information that I may have not attained before.
Yes.
So what was so I have two things. So what was a good advice or a gem that somebody in the music industry gave you about like business or how to move?
Recently, balance. Steve Lobel was talking about balance, and I feel like that's the
big
best
one.
advice, because right now I'm going through a transition where I'm a mom and a entrepreneur. Okay, wifey, too, obviously.
Oh, you got to balance.
You got too much things on your plate. Your plate too full. You gotta cut it out.
I love you. Hey, this is my husband. I told you I'm gonna show him more attention. Oh my God. But I'm going through a transition and balance. He talked about balance, and I think that was the best advice, because he said something about when you're doing a billion of stuff, you have to remember what matters the most as well, because it's not work is not always going to be there. So you have to balance your true self and your true values, and being a mom and being a wife, those are real values that I hold to my heart. I love, it's crazy, but I was talking to my single friends, and I'm like, we were out in LA for BT weekend. I was like, I miss cooking for my family. They're like, yo, you're a whole wife. But those are my values. I like
She's
cooking.
a good cook.
I love cooking for my family. I love being with my family, and I need to find that balance between family and work, because I know work is not always going to be there. It is a passion, but my right now my responsibilities is being a good mom, and being a good mom is being present. So that has to be one of some good advice or just things to think about. And also the other advice is, don't chase the money, let the money chase you. There's a lot of people that start chasing the money and they start looking a little crazy.
That makes sense.
What are the characteristics of a
These are the
person that started
characteristics.
chasing
They
money and
have
look crazy?
opportunist characteristics. They
Yeah.
start talking to you, and off the bat, they're like, "Are you gonna pay me?
Yeah.
This is how much it costs.
Yeah.
Oh, da da da. That's too much. If
Yeah.
you know I'm dope, if you know what we do is gonna help you,
Trust the process.
Trust
Yeah.
the process. Don't chase it. And it's crazy because when I started, I was like, damn, I'm doing too much shit for free. I'm doing too much shit for free. I wanted to, and then. Literally, someone told me, don't chase the money, let the money chase you.
Yep.
And so I started doing that. I started just showing people my value, showing people how good I am at what I do. And then money just started pouring and flowing.
Yo.
And giving
I was
people
like,
the knowledge, letting people know, showing people that you, showing your work,
Yes.
showing people
Showing
that
your
you are
work.
at work, and when they see your work, online, that's when they're like, oh, I want to be a part of this.
And they'll invest.
happens
Whoever
almost
will
all the time.
invest.
Yo,
Yeah.
whoever's ready, 100%.
Will
They always
invest.
show themselves.
They
So
always
it's
show
like,
themselves.
Yes.
you know, don't be too selly. Like, don't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way we sell, like in terms of like what we do and stuff, is by showing you all the dope stuff that we can actually do.
That is true. Because you guys are dropping gems and not like, nah, book a consultation.
So look, if somebody wanted to approach you, both of y'all, because y'all are business partners, though you guys are married and you have a family that's separate.
Yep.
This is business.
Yep.
So what would you say? So if somebody didn't have nothing, they saw y'all studio, they seen your value, they know that you're willing to serve, you see their value, the energy's right, they're willing to serve based off of their content, they hit y'all up, what would the next steps be? Is it something that, is it ever instances where y'all see somebody, y'all reach out and be like, yo, this person is too good to not have nobody reach out to them?
Yeah.
Or the opposite to that, has there been anybody that recognizes the value in you guys that reached out and proceeded and built a relationship?
Yeah. Yeah. So
When you say they have nothing, what do you mean by
They
that?
have nothing as far as
No money.
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 Oh, okay.
Money. Everything else they got.
Okay.
They got the potential. They hungry.
Yeah.
They starving. They want
Yeah.
this shit so bad. They willing to do anything.
Yeah.
And you see that.
Yeah.
How do you cultivate? How do you cultivate
Oh
that?
no! I mean, we love that. Like,
Yeah.
just
Honestly,
just
the
'cause-
first. No, I was gonna say the first thing we always ask is, if you have nothing, what is your business plan?
Yes. So look,
Are
look.
you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? What is?
Because you don't have to be ready with money. You could be
Right.
ready with all the
With your
things-
ideas,
Yeah,
with
we've
your
had people
ideas,
come to
properties.
us and they are
Exactly.
fucking superstars,
Yeah.
and we're like, we're gonna help you 100%.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you 100% because they already have it. Somebody comes to me, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
nobody likes me.
Yeah.
Like, Boston hates me.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm
that's
sorry,
like
if
that's
your
like a
music's
confused
trash
bio
too,
for me.
I don't blame you.
sorry.
Yeah.
If your music's trash,
Okay.
like, it's just
So there has to be some
Damn.
fundamentals.
Yeah,
If somebody
exactly.
reach out to y'all, what do they already need
wait,
to
hold
have?
on.
Because it's
By
about
saying-
10 people that's gonna be watching
Yeah.
this. They're like, yo, we need her.
But
What
when
do
he
they
says
need?
music is trash, because
yeah.
he-
What's trash music to you, Matthew?
what he
What's your
says is
version?
the music is not developed yet,
Okay.
because I've heard music that I don't like, and then this or that person, whatever, they've worked really hard, and I like it now.
To
So,
develop the
like,
sound.
To develop the sound. So
Yeah.
sometimes it sounds like trash, and then it just sounds great.
Okay.
'cause, so that's what he means. But like, but there's genuinely some people that are just like, Damn, I know somebody that's been doing music for 20 years and they're still in the same place. That's another thing too. You got to realize, like, and I know this is stepping outside the question, but if you've been doing shit,
something wrong with that.
if you've been doing shit for 20 years and you're still there, like, there's time to transition to something else.
exactly.
Let's talk. He
You
need to have a come
learn
to
from your
Jesus moment.
wrongs.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
What
know?
are your intentions?
Yeah.
Where do you want to be?
Exactly.
The
Don't
business plan.
Yeah,
don't
what's the
keep
business plan?
repeating
What's the
same
plan?
wrongs, because
Yeah.
you're just gonna be running like a hamster. You're gonna be
Yeah.
running in place.
Yeah.
You know.
And the points, and I think you had mentioned, what if like if we've come to someone,
Yeah, has there been anybody that you've noticed that's just hungry that you guys have reached out to?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of artists that we've reached out to. I'm not gonna say any names because,
You don't need
there
to.
might have,
Yeah.
but there's some artists that have come to us. We've helped them. Honestly, we help all the artists. Like, I literally consult with artists all the time. I give them 15 minutes, 20 minutes of my time, and I
For
just
free.
like
Just
for free,
complimentary,
Yeah,
excuse me.
complimentary. And I just tell them, like, hey, like, what's your goals? What are you looking for? This is how I can help you. We don't have to have a 2-hour conversation. This
Right,
is how
right.
because I can know immediately.
Right.
Like I told you, like the energy, resume, like I can know immediately. And so I check the energy. I check what they've been doing. I ask what they've been doing, because that's a big thing. Like, you want to do all of this, all of that, but what have you been doing to like reach to that goal?
Right.
So like those are the conversations, and I give people advice all the time. Like, someone had hit me up like, yo, I'm trying to get my music out there. Like, what would be the best thing? And I've given them like gems. I've given gems to even get brand deals and get like, big companies to sponsor their content or whatever. So I've done that, and I like that, because then they get a taste of it and they're like, Katia, what you told me actually worked. How can I now further? Now I gave you a taste. now you're gonna have to invest.
Come on, because you see that it works.
Because you see that it works.
I gave you value.
I gave you value
Period.
now. Because
Period.
now, so there's that. There's a bunch of stuff. But, like I said, that when we interact with anyone, we always show them the value that we have because we don't have everything. You guys might have something that we're like, damn, can you guys help us out with this? If we want to get into a barter situation.
Oh, I was about to say that.
So if it makes sense, we will barter.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Right.
At the same time, we're busy people too, so we just got to make sure that we keep going with whatever we're going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're always here to help. We're always here to provide, because that's how we started with Expozed TV.
Exactly.
And ever since 2016, we started with interviewing. We started with helping because we love music too.
Yeah.
And we love hip hop music, and
Were you guys married then?
Yes.
Oh.
Then no.
Oh, you said was we married then?
No, we were just business partners.
Yes.
We were just business partners, and then obviously he fell in love with me.
Exposed your heart to him.
No, he fell in love with me.
Shout out Expozed TV.
Yeah. He fell in love with me.
Brand, okay.
Expozed TV is changing lives.
Okay.
No, but like on some real shit, like I love all these questions, and it really all turns down to just like we are here to help,
That's right.
but we are not here to get disrespected.
That's right.
Don't get it twisted. Like we're here to help, but don't hit me up on like, yo, I need this, I need that, and you're not even trying to figure out how you could build with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Another thing that bothers me is, like on IG, people would say, yo, I need help. Yo, this, that. I'm like, come on, at least be polite.
That's
like,
what I'm. No,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
see that. I know what you're talking about.
Or I need this, or you should hear my music and stuff like that.
Oh,
And-
the biggest one, I'm the hottest in the fucking city. Everybody sucks. That's why you gotta work with me.
I didn't know we could swear out here.
Oh, sorry.
You're supposed to be your own biggest fan, aren't you?
Oh yes. I do like that energy sometimes, but like to come off the rip and be like, yo, you need to be helping me because I'm the hottest in the city. It's like I don't
It's
really.
approach. It's all about approach.
Yeah,
Like
approach, amen.
Yes.
You guys ever caught resentment from like artists to be like, oh, you didn't support me, or you?
man, all the time. I be
Yes,
fuck you.
all
I
the
don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. Like literally, like I don't like if there. Everyone is not gonna like everyone.
Yep.
Everyone's not gonna like systems. We have a system, and that's like respect. You know what I'm saying? And energy, and like coming correct. Some people, might do things differently. Like not everybody's gonna like everybody, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't really care because you know what? The people that I always say this, like when people are like, oh, like I heard that person don't like you. Like I'm like, but you know what? The right people do like me, and that's why I'm always winning.
I
You'll
love
never
that.
see me lose. I'm always winning
And we
because
focus
even
on
if
that.
even if I feel like I'm losing out a situation, I know I'm gonna come back 10 times because the energy that I'm gonna come forward with that. Like I'm never gonna be the one that's like I've been defeated. Like no, I'm always gonna win no matter what.
No, I love that.
And so like I don't really like pay attention to that shit, and it happens. Like I've somebody has come up to me, billions of people. I'm like, you like my music? And I'm like, I feel like it could be better. And they're like, well, you're a hater. Like, all right, if you think I'm a hater, whatever.
Cognitive
Goddamn.
dissonance.
Like being an artist, you're very vulnerable, right? Because like you're putting yourself out there, but you have to be willing to take critique. And not even critique,
That's
like
how
feedback.
You get better.
Because that's how you get better.
Out of that
Right.
spinning wheel that you're running from if you're in that position.
Yeah.
The hamster wheel.
Right. Oh, I wanted to ask, like, so what was one of 2 or 3 of your favorite interviews that you had with artists?
Okay, well, of
I
course.
put 3.
3?
Because, yeah.
Damn, that's a lot. I mean, no, not a lot. Like, it's a lot that I like. And
Heifer
3.
replay gotta be
Heifer
number 1.
replay.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P.
Like-
R.I.P. to Heifer
R.I.P.
replay.
Shout out.
The R.I.P. to Heifer replay. So he is a Roxbury artist, hip hop artist, and he's one of our favorite interviews because this guy was like his fashion, just the way
The
the swag, the way he moved, the way he talked. Yeah, like he just it's crazy, but like
What was his
the
name?
coolest suit. The
Hefe
dude is
Replay.
super dude. Like he was
wow.
just super cool. I mean, like he he's just dope. And so
made the show. Like
he made the show.
His swag, his character. He
Yeah.
had a whole
He had everything.
dope character. With
Yeah.
him. He made the show.
He
and
made
we
it.
didn't
It's
have
like
to tell him anything.
we didn't have to tell him anything. He's like just super entertaining. But like the conversations we had, he was also one of these people that like he had like an old soul. He just
Yeah.
knew a lot for his age. So Hefe definitely number one. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not even think about it. I'm just gonna like spurge it out.
Yeah, yeah,
Hefe
yeah, yeah,
number
yeah.
one, Ty Dolla Sign, and I got stuck right now. Like 5 people just came to my mind.
The first one that pop up, who is it?
Oh my god. You know what? It's crazy, but ProBlack.
Who was that?
That ProBlack.
that's a good
What
one.
did you like about it? Don't even tell us who it is. What did you like about it?
You know what I liked about
Yeah.
is that he's so humble.
Yeah.
And
That's
when
how
I had
Shane
a
is, too.
when I had a conversation
Yeah.
with him, he was so happy that I was interviewing him.
Yeah.
Like he was like ecstatic, but he was at that time he was someone that was building and growing and has done a lot for the city of Boston creatively.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
He has a
between
mural around
he
here,
has
too.
he has a mural everywhere. Like I swear to God, but like between him and Percy and a few other people, like ProBlack is like the Godfather. You know, like I'm not saying that he made graffiti acceptable, but he made graffiti acceptable. Like he made it like people look at it as art and not as like damage. You know what I mean? And he's just like an amazing
Or
person.
vandalism.
Or
Yeah, or
but that's what I mean.
vandalism.
Vandalism, not damage. I am my Spanish. Vandalism. He did like he just made it so cool and amazing. And so like ProBlack was like a really dope interview, and he had like a lot of knowledge. But like definitely Hefe. Ty Dolla Sign was dope because he opened up to us, well, to me in a way that he didn't. He spoke about his like family, his parents, and in the interview he was like, I never speak about my parents. I never speak about my
Really?
family.
So you made him feel comfortable.
Yeah,
That's
and
your energy.
That's the energy, and that's when I always knew I had powers.
Yep.
But that's when I really discovered that like I have the power of people to open up. Like
Yep.
it's crazy. I'll talk to someone for like 10 minutes
Yep.
and like they're already telling me like their whole story and crying.
Yep. You
That's
humanize them. You have the
Yeah.
ability to humanize people. Not every
Yeah.
because people feel energy. Like they know
Yeah.
they can tell when you've had a bad day. They can tell whenever y'all have gotten to an argument. They can
Yeah,
tell when
exactly.
something's off on the set. People know.
People
Yeah.
and I'm a Cancer, so I'm like I'm a
Happy
water
birthday.
sign, so I flow with the water.
Yeah.
And I just when I'm having a conversation, I've had a conversation with people that like they're like kind of stiff or anything, and
Yeah.
we'll have a conversation, and I probably said conversation like 5 times here.
Yeah.
If you want to like count it when you're editing, but they go from like this to like
Relaxed. Yeah, they chilling.
and
Yeah.
in all the interviews I've ever had, that's how I've never had a bad interview.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because you always been yourself throughout the
Yeah,
interviews.
I've never
period.
had a. There's actually one interview that we interviewed, and the person was like, he's like a very like a he's like a big celebrity.
Yeah.
And that was only the most off interview because he wasn't in the right mindset, and I think he was going through a lot of like withdrawal.
Probably had to
and stuff like
guard up
that.
everything.
Yeah, it was like super weird,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we didn't air that. But besides that, I've had nothing but great interviews.
That's great. Like attracts like, period.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how big the artist seems to be, they're still human at the end of the
Yeah,
day. They go home
and you
and
know
take
what?
shits too.
And also,
period.
like, just
They
how you
stomach hurt,
guys-
too. Yeah.
Just how you guys are approaching us and the conversation, it's like figuring out, and it's positivity.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, but like I'm not down with gossip.
Let's back up.
Yeah, back his ass
back
up.
up. Back up, because
Oh, my
like you trying
friend
to
Nick
fight him,
breathing
but I
on
told
her.
you was a side piece.
I got you, Matt.
Like, you know, sometimes you have to treat the side pieces like that.
I believe it.
But I truly feel that like you're always gonna win being positive.
Period.
And so when I interview people, I don't even I heard everything online, but I'm not gonna ask that.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Right,
that.
right.
I want to know who you truly are. Like,
Right.
I want to give you the opportunity to like erase that narrative, because media could be fucking dirty as shit, like
Sure can.
savage. Like they could twist everything up.
You could be
And
nice
so-
and be like, I heard you did this.
Yeah.
Clickbait. Anything to click that button.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not looking for clickbait. I'm looking
Right.
for a good ass fucking interview.
That's right.
Because when I show to investors, I want them to see that it's positive. I want that's
Genuine.
my
it's not
brand.
like a TMZ.
No TMZ here.
Could I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, sure.
What is the future? What are you guys working towards? What's the vision for
great
Expozed
idea.
TV?
Good question.
Oh
Good
my God,
question.
there's so much. So the vision obviously is to expand and grow more. You know, I think that within like 2 or 3 years, maybe like 2 years, we will be even more global. We'll have we'll have 2 studios in 2 locations, preferably Atlanta and Miami.
Those are the
And I honestly, like as a personal goal, like I already see myself and like hosting the Latin Grammys. Yeah. Hosting the Latin Grammys, hosting the BET Awards, like that's going to be me in less than 2 years. And so that's like my personal goal. But for the for the like whole Expozed TV brand, like the creative agency getting bigger, having actually a big roster. We would love to have a big roster. Matt directing the biggest videos, not just for like mainstream artists, but for local. Like continue like building a video that's gonna blow actually that artist and help them. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
having a bigger team. You know what I mean? Having a way where we can actually like, you know, get more money in people's pockets. You know, I love that. Like ever since I started, I'm like, one day you're going to get a check from me. It's going to say Expozed TV LLC. And I haven't been able to do that. You know what I mean? So like get bigger checks, man. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Like I said, be in different places, go more global. Have a tour bus of Expozed TV going.
Nice.
I was just
Tour
about to
bus,
bring that up.
Expozed
That's
TV
good.
in every fucking city, just picking up the craziest, the
Yeah.
best artists,
Yeah.
and blowing them the fuck
Yeah.
up. Like literally being present, like being more
We're
present.
based on artist development, and,
Yeah.
and that's been our goal since day one.
Yeah.
And when you mean artists, sorry to break your flow, but artists, as far as artists, what type of artists can contact you guys? Is it DJs? Is it visual artists? Like what type of talent do you develop?
So music,
Yeah.
music artists, and honestly,
What about? Can I ask you about influencers, social media influencers? Because you said you mentioned about brand deals.
Yeah. So we're actually tapping into that, and we're getting, because right now I'm working with a person that works with brand deals, and they're like my mentor, and I'm learning more about those brand deals and how they go. And I've always been really good at pitching.
Yeah.
So that's where I've gotten my interest in like doing more brand deals. So soon, like definitely a roster of influencers would be dope, and I'm getting there because for me, like it's crazy, but I've worked with I've developed local artists, and I've been on teams of like mainstream artists. So I've seen both for both. Right now, what my personal goal is that I wanna find a talent that I can take to the top.
Yeah.
Because I've been in
Musical?
musical.
Okay.
I've been in situations
preferably
where
hip hop.
Preferably
Yeah.
hip hop.
We love
Okay.
hip-hop music.
Yeah,
Okay.
hip hop.
Listen.
I've been in
I better listen.
I've been in situations where I've taken artists to have the best type of like sound when it comes to the engineering and mastering, when having the best visuals, to like now getting seen by people, and then that's when they get cocky and they're like, oh, that's when the like contracts have to come up, and so that's when
Yeah.
contracts come up. A lot of artists don't want to give up 10%, 15%. I can't do that anymore then.
Yeah. Right.
Because when I develop an artist that I really believe, like I'm putting my money into it.
Right.
And if you're not willing to give me that 10%,
Yeah.
15% to keep going, then it's not gonna work out. Like,
you ain't got the faith.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get a lawyer, talk about it. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I tell people that, like, if you're uncomfortable signing any agreement because you're working with someone, get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like
Right, invest in yourself.
agreements and contracts,
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. They're the best. You know why? Because there's no gray area. It's black and white. You already see it.
Right.
Like this is how it's gonna go.
This is what we
We're
can
gonna
do.
agree to it, and we're safe. We're covered with anything. I like that. You know. So
Yeah.
I know we just went to Vision and then went to this, but like
It's all connected.
I have. It's
all
crazy
connected.
because I have like personal goals, but the personal goals are linked to
Yeah. They
the
all
vision.
connect.
They
Yeah.
all connect. So I don't know. What do you like? You guys have more for the vision? Man, the vision keeps expanding though, because I say this, and I'll accomplish in a year or two. Like no lie, and then it'll expand more. I think of like bigger stuff, but like
That's what the visions
definitely,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, they all
I'm
connect.
definitely creating a bigger roster, bigger team, tour bus. The Grind Jam session is gonna be everywhere around the world.
Oh, hell yeah.
But in Boston, it's gonna be like the main hub.
Yeah, building a network, because we're building a network for also other platforms to be a
Oh my
part
God,
of as
yes!
well.
I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
our net. So obviously we have a TV network, and right now we're building. It's been a while, but we're building on Roku, on Amazon Prime, and it's a lot, and it's a lot of money that
Yeah.
goes into it. But like down the line, what we want to do is that platforms like yours and like others, especially platforms of people of color, because that's what we want to highlight.
Yeah.
We want them to be on the network to TV to build
Yeah.
it and to have our own. Like we don't have to be on like we want to build a network to like a point where it's like Viacom, something
Yes.
huge. Look
Yes.
at Tyler Perry.
Come on.
Like shout out to Tyler
Exactly.
Perry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he bought
Bruh.
BET. He said, "Fuck y'all." Like
And VH1.
and VH1. Like that's what we're
And he came
thinking.
from homelessness.
Homelessness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Came
Like,
to 4 people looking at his performances.
come on.
To what like Tyler Perry is definitely an inspiration.
Yeah, 100%.
Good goal.
I
When it
remember
comes to that.
real quick being at InvestFest last year. He was there.
He was
And he
there.
was talking about getting audited. And it was the people that were supposed to be auditing him. And at the end of the audit, they owed him $9 million.
Wow.
So it says that to say,
Wow.
it was the most
Damn.
beautiful story you've ever, because like when you do what you're supposed to do and you
Yeah.
believe in your vision and you don't fuck people over and you're consistent
Yep. True intentions.
Amen.
and they pure,
Pure.
like you like just keep going. It don't matter how things look. It doesn't matter how things seem. Just keep going and
Yeah.
sticking to your vision. Don't don't worry about nobody
Every
else.
time
shit.
Tyler Perry
You feel
talks
me?
or Steve Harvey, like
Steve
I
Harvey
cry.
was there too. His story was
I
just
literally
as good.
cried.
Wow.
Yo, it was
Steve
so
Harvey's story-
beautiful. And your vision. And Steve Harvey always says, your imagination, your ideas are life's coming attractions. And I love when he says that, because it's like if you get an idea, a vision in your head, and you stick to it, yo, just stick to that shit.
Stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to it.
Because so
Literally.
many
Your vision.
opportunities are gonna
It's
stem for that.
yours.
Yeah.
Come on. And
It's
it's
yours.
like,
Own
it's
it.
yours. It's yours. Like, don't feel like when you mentioned earlier about people feeling insecure about not feeling like they have enough money to come
Yeah.
to you. But it's like, and that's why I love Shane so much, because he's so humble and and they have the talent. Being humble, asking yourself, and if you don't know what being humble is, ask yourself, how can I serve this person?
Yep.
And how can I bring value? Don't have any other mindset in your head when you're approaching anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's Kateria. Doesn't matter if it's Matt. Doesn't matter if it's Show and Tell. Think about how can you provide value to that person that you're asking to do something for you, and how can you serve them. I promise you, if you answer those two questions upon doing anything, you will have no idea how much success you will bring, because at that point it's not
Those
about
are like
you.
the two
Yeah.
biggest questions.
Those are the only two
Yeah.
questions. Those are the
Yeah,
only
only.
two questions. How can I serve
100%.
you? What can I bring to the table? That's
Yeah.
it.
Amen.
That's
Can I,
it.
can I get you guys to say some final thoughts, some final words for the audience or artists
Yes.
out there?
You wanna go?
My final thought is, don't listen to unlike-minded people.
That's a great one.
I like that.
That's a huge one.
Damn, let me try
Yes.
to top that off.
You got this.
Just kidding. My huge advice, and I always talk about this, but it's confidence.
Yeah.
Like when you walk in a room, don't think about, am I supposed to be in this room?
Yeah.
There's a reason why you're in this
Come
room.
on.
Have that
You
confidence.
had the address, right?
You could, yeah, exactly. You can have the best song, but if you perform it and you don't see any I don't see any confidence, it could be the worst song.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like confidence. Like have confidence and
That's a good one.
and be sure and just be yourself, and just know that if you're in that room, like I remember one of my friends was like, "Yo, I'm in a room with like literally, I think it was like Neo. Like, I don't know how I got here, and I'm like, you got there because of faith, but because of manifestation, because you're supposed to be there. It doesn't matter if Neo has more money than you. You supposed to be there. And so
you got something more than Neo. You
yeah,
feel me? Like,
yeah.
come on.
Just know that your value is not a dollar sign value. Your value is more than that.
That's right.
And I think that's really important because a lot of, you see a lot of stuff in social media. It's all fake.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You think that you have to have money to get somewhere, and you really don't. Like, you just have to have the mindset, the go-getter, and the confidence.
That's right.
And where can we find you? Can I get your drops?
Yes, you can find me at Expozed TV or official Katiria, Katiria, and Expozed TV is with a Z. It's not with a S. Don't fucking piss me off.
Yes. And you can find me at Matt Thomas Matt Thomas Instagram. Wait, how do you even?
God, man, what's up? How many
Hold
Instagrams
on.
you got?
Can y'all cut that out?
Send it to us. We'll link it.
Yeah, I'll link. Yeah, do
Okay,
that.
it's Matt with an E. It's like the texture.
Yes, Matt
The
with an
color,
E,
yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I have a website as well, mattthomas.com.
Yep. Book
also,
Expozed TV Studios.
Yes,
Hit us
we have
up.
Exposed TV Studios. We have Exposed Models on Instagram. We have Exposed Magazine.
Meet and
Exposed-
greet, the Grind Jam session, the biggest music business conference.
Yes, Red
Learn
X.
about business.
Red
grow.
X as well. Oh, Red X. Last thing I'm gonna say, Red X is a platform where you get to promote your music. So if you have like a nice song, send it over to us. Yeah, you gotta pay for it, but send it to us.
But it's like literally like a music video. So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
it's
With a
for
red
your
background.
release for music.
Exactly, and a lot of people has come to us. We've done a lot of Red X's. Just follow,
Yeah, we've done
find
like
it on
60
IG.
something.
Yeah, Red X Live. Is it Red X Live? Red X Live. Red X Live at Red X Live.
Oh my God, let me drop it. Just Red X Live, okay?
Yes.
We just gotta
Because he's
cut you
gonna
out.
fuck everything up.
Yeah, edit that out. Edit
The
that out.
links are for. We heard you, man.
Yup. And I love my partner. We're literally a duo. Ferguson has nothing to do with this. I just want to
They
put
just
this out
met
there.
tonight.
I just
It's a
met.
one-night stand.
He has a good vibe.
Used for promotional
you
use
know.
only.
He's like amazing
This is a
and
one-time
stuff.
thing.
It's a one-time thing at Show and Tell.
Big Craig Crackers up.
Only at Show and Tell. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Hopefully you watched it all the way through so that you can get all of the gems because, personally, from being Show and Tell for as long as I've been, I really feel like if you are a true artist and you are willing to develop yourself and take yourself to the next level, this is the episode to watch.
Yes.
These are the resources that you need. This is the education that
And we're
you
here
need.
in
They have the
Boston.
knowledge that you need, and they are here in Boston. Like, you heard it. If you listen to the entire episode, if you have the fundamentals, if you have an idea of what it is that you want, reach out. Matt and Katiria are both here for all of you guys. So use them as a
You don't
resource.
gotta go to New York.
That's right. Come on. You don't have to go. It's right here in your city. So please reach out to them via Expozed TV and shit. I might just make me a rap song so I can hit them up.
Listen, we're ready for you. We're ready for you. I love it.
It's
I
Show and
love
Tell
your
Boston
energy.
After Dark, and that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Good night.